Hi folks, so today we will be talking about useDeferredValue hook. Okay, so what is it? Now, according to React's official documentation, okay, it helps us stale the value, okay, and we can also say that it helps defer the UI. Now, what does that mean in simple terms? So let's say there is a component which takes some amount of time to re-render, okay. Until it is re-rendering, it will block the other components. You won't be able to interact with them until it is a either it is a input component or anything, scroll bar or anything. You won't be able to interact because some other component is re-rendering. Okay. In that case, this useDeferredValue will help. How does it help? Is that it takes a timeout. It takes some time of timeout. It says that I will deprioritize this. Let's say you have a collection, you have a list, huge list which needs to be re-rendered, or a component which going to take some time. It is a chart, okay. React will say that I will deprioritize this component rendering so that you can interact with the UI. Okay, so let us first understand with the help of example. Now in this example, I have this heavy calculation, okay, and I have this state, and then I'm using use memo so that the function does not execute every single time, okay. It should only execute when the input is changing, okay, and then simply have an input and the result, okay. See here, when I type, see how this is lagging. You see the lag, right? This is the lag that we are facing when we are entering a very large list. Now, how does useDeferredValue help in this? Let me just create a useDeferred input, and it will take input as an argument, okay. And whenever we are doing the heavy calculation, we will just replace it by useDeferred input, okay. See how does it work and how does it change the way. Now when I type, it is not lagging a lot, okay. See, you might see a little bit of lag. I will also explain that why, but as of now, when we compare it, it is not lagging that much, okay. It is smoother how it is working under the hood. So use deferred input, it waits for us to stop typing or to stop interacting with the UI. After that, it start executing its functioning. So let's say if I'm typing Ashish, okay, it waited for me to complete the Ashish and then it started working. First thing is that, okay, that's how it works. It deprioritize the other task. This is the other task, okay, which is getting deprioritized. This is on priority, okay, because we are updating the input with, this is very on priority. That's why you are seeing here, you are saying every single thing whenever you're just typing, okay. So this heavy calculation is deprioritized. Now why it lags a little bit? If you consider, if you focus, it is lagging a little bit. How? Why? Because we are doing a heavy calculation. Now this heavy calculation is working on a single thread. Whenever we execute something on a single thread, it gets blocked. That is the normal behavior, and React cannot control that. That is the JavaScript behavior. React will not be able to control it, okay. So consider a scenario where instead of this heavy calculation, we are just making an API call which is asynchronous. Asynchronous thing does not block anything. We all know that, right? Instead of this heavy calculation, we are just making an API request, and in that API, we are getting a very large list. In that case, you won't experience uh, this little flickering effect also, okay? Because you won't be blocking the main thread. Since you are calling an API, this is an asynchronous task, and you're just getting the data. And now the data is very big. The UI will take some time to re-render, and it will block it. But to prevent it, you will use this useDeferredValue. Okay, so that's how it will help you. Now let's consider a scenario where you have this heavy calculation and you don't want anything to get blocked. There comes a worker thread. That is a concept of JavaScript, and it is very helpful. It creates another environment where it has its own event loop, its own execution stack, okay, everything isolated from the main single thread. And we will be talking about it, we will be discussing about it, we will be coding it doing the practical in the different video. But in this video, I just wanted to talk about what is use deferred value, how does it work. Okay. So yeah, I hope you understand. Thank you.